This is a test to see how my sound sounds underneath a table and some blankets. I hope I sound okay. And we're leaving that in there. Screw it. You guys need to see everything that goes into creating a podcast episode, because I've not created one in a while. And this is, I don't want to get sad. This isn't going to be my last podcast episode, but this is going to be the last podcast episode that I put out in this way. And I just got to be real with y'all. A few months ago, I started re-airing old podcast episodes. And unfortunately, I had to do that because I have been going through some real life shit, we'll call it. I'm not going to get into it and share details because it's not even worth it, honestly. But I've been dealing with some real life shit. We'll lay it out like that. Nobody passed away or died, thank God. But it's just stuff that I had to deal with that took attention away from me and just used up a lot of my energy that I could have put here on the podcast on creating new content, basically for, everything, right? Social media, starting new things, creating new products, all of that. But I was utilizing so much of my energy dealing with this crap. So I kind of had to put a pause on things. And unfortunately, I suffer from time blindness. I highly underestimate how long things are going to take me, especially when my vision is cloudy and my judgment is cloudy, which when you're using as much energy as you have been, as I have been in the past few months, my vision was very cloudy, and I highly underestimated how long it was going to be before I was able to put out content again. Because kind of what happens when you're utilizing your energy for something that you don't want to, it's draining you. You're doing something for so long that's draining you. I thought, okay, I'll give myself a few months to kind of get through this. I kind of knew when it was going to be over, right? But, in my head, I'm like, okay, just kind of have to get through it and then I'll be good. And I can just come back and be fine and, cool. Well, while I estimated that time correctly, because I didn't estimate it, I kind of knew when things would be done. I underestimated my ability to be able to do things right, coming back. And it makes sense, right? Like when you're running, right? You're running a marathon and you got like sandbags attached to your feet. And then you get rid of the sandbags, okay? Two big ass sandbags connected to you, right? And you untie them. And people are expecting you to be like, okay, let's go, let's finish the marathon now. And you're like, okay, I can, but I'm really tired. I got to take a little break. I can do this, but I just had sandbags tied to me. So give me a second. And that's where I am right now. I've gotten rid of the sandbags, but I'm tired. And I can see the finish line. I can see what I want to do. And I have a pretty good estimate now. I'm like, okay, I don't have my sandbags tied to me anymore. I know if I just rest for a little bit, I know my mile, how fast I can run my mile. I think I'm good. I think, I'm good. This feels okay as long as, another sandbag doesn't come swinging at me. I think I can get to the finish line in this amount of time, right? But yes, unfortunately, Liesel's just a little tired. And I need a little bit longer, you guys, before I'm able to really put out the content that I want to put out. And I'm so ridiculously excited about it because I can see it now. And I'm like, oh, there's nothing in my way now. I just need a little bit of time to kind of catch my breath. But there's nothing in my way and there's nothing tying me down. So here is what I have been doing, and here is what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. I have been building a fake I guess somebody could give birth here. I have been building a fake hospital room in my house, in my upstairs bonus room, to create content, to create visual content for you guys. And I've actually been working on it for a long time, like a few months. But like I said, I've been dealing with all this crap and I haven't really been able to put my all in that. But the past few weeks, I have been really putting my all into finishing up this content room, we'll say. I have a real hospital bed that I got on eBay. My dad went with one of his friends to go pick it up for me in a big truck, and they came and delivered it to my house, and it took 4 people to get it upstairs into my bonus room. But I have a hospital bed, maternity, hospital bed, obstetric, like the thing comes apart and everything. It's great. And I have kind of designed everything around this hospital bed, and just using a lot of the props that I kind of already had, but I'm making like a set. I'm making like a little set that I can show you guys what it's actually like inside a labor and delivery room, because I feel like that's what we all want to see. That's the content that actually did the best, I would say, in stories and on the feed and stuff, when I would actually be in the hospital, right? Or I would use something like actually from the hospital, or you could see me holding it. It's like real life demonstrations. They're great. I mean, and no wonder, right? Like anybody loves like real life demos over just somebody explaining something or you reading something, right? It's a better way to understand something. But because I'm not at the hospital anymore, I told you all that on the podcast, right? I know I told social media, but I can't remember if I told y'all on the podcast. But I left the hospital back in September, and so, I can't create content at the hospital anymore. And I didn't even really love creating content at the hospital, because when I would go in for my hospital shifts, I'm there to take care of my patients. I'm not there to create content. I'm not, it felt weird to me. So it was like this weird thing, because I knew that that's what everybody wanted to see. And that's what everybody needs to see, like inside, what does it actually look like? What are we doing? Right. But it felt weird to be at the hospital, and I didn't even, right. So I'm like, you know what? Not at the hospital anymore. I gotta make my own hospital. I gotta make my own little hospital, my own little area that I can show people exactly what it's like. And so, yes, so I got this idea. So I started creating this little fake hospital room to do that, to show people actually what it's like inside. So for the past few weeks, that is mainly what I have been working on, is finalizing this little content creation studio. And I'm almost done. I think I need maybe another 2 weeks, I would say, maybe 3. I'm learning lessons, trying to give myself more time than what I estimate. So maybe I need another 3 weeks, right, to really chef's kiss my content, my fake content studio, or it's not fake content, it's real content, my fake hospital content studio. And then after it is finished, I got to start filming content in there and putting it out. And that takes another few weeks too, right? So I'm doing math. I'm like, okay, 6-ish weeks. Okay, let me tack a few more weeks onto that. And I landed on April 2nd. That is 9 weeks from today. I think that's plenty of time to give myself. I will probably be done before that, but like I said, I'm learning lessons, and I'm trying to give myself much longer than I thought. So, new podcast episodes will be coming out on April the 2nd, 2025. And here's the other kicker. These podcast episodes are no longer going to have the same format as they previously were. It's going to feel like a brand new show, and they're also going to be on YouTube. So you can absolutely still listen to me here on, wherever you're listening, Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or wherever. But they will be on YouTube because the podcast episodes are going to be a lot more visual because I have this new content studio. And I just think you guys are going to enjoy the content so much more if you're able to, right? Don't watch videos in the car while you're driving, but if you're able to, you're going to enjoy this content so much more on YouTube. There's still going to be a lot of education. Education is going nowhere, but it's going to feel a lot more fun. It's going to feel a lot more fresh. We're going to have lots of stories, but it's just going to be me. It's just going to be me, y'all. I might have Jenna on there. Y'all know Jenna. But it's going to be me. It's going to be me teaching and telling stories. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I had this thought before I even hit record on this podcast that I had like a flashback, right? When I first started my business, right? It wasn't even called Mommy Labor Nurse. It was called Labor Teen, okay? Because it was the first thing I could think of. And labor, right? So because labor and delivery, teen is my last name. So Labor Teen, laborteen.com. It was laborteen.com. And a few, months went by and Labor Teen just did not, it did not hit. It clearly, like, it doesn't make any sense. I got a lot of emails from people asking if I had a teen pregnancy blog, truly. But I'd say about 8 or 9 months after I started Labor Teen, I changed my brand. I changed my brand to Mommy Labor Nurse. And I was on Instagram at the time, but I changed the whole vibe of it. I started doing things a lot more visually. I started doing things a lot more me and just stuff that I was really excited about. And I had that flashback before I hit record on this podcast episode. And I was like, oh, this is what that feels like. I'm not going to change my name. I love Mommy Labor Nurse. It's forever MLN. MLN, live on. But it had that vibe. It had that feeling of like, ooh, this is exciting again. This is like, ooh, this is really going to hit. And people are really going to be excited about it because I'm really excited about it. And I'm excited not only to create content that I'm excited to create and it's going to be fun, right? But I'm so excited to get you guys excited about birth because there is nothing I love more. There is nothing I love more than helping someone, whether it's at the bedside, whether it's on a podcast, whether it's on social media, whether it's wherever. Aside from my family and my children, there is nothing I love more than helping a mom who is nervous and scared feel confident, feel like she's got it, feel like maybe she doesn't have all the answers, but she knows how to ask for what she needs. She knows how to ask the right questions. She knows what to do because nobody deserves to feel like that. It's so common. People are so afraid of birth. People are so terrified of their birth experience because we don't talk about it enough. There's all these reasons, right? But women do not deserve to feel afraid and scared of what's about to happen to them. They deserve to feel ready and confident. And that is exactly what I have been doing for the past 10 years, whether it's the bedside or here, Mommy Labor Nurse. That is what I have been doing. And that is what I'm going to be continuing to do because at the end of the day, you deserve it. So I know I've been blabbing here for 14 minutes, but mark your calendars for April 2nd, new episodes, fresh episodes. They're going to have a fun, I'm so excited. They're going to be so fun. Mark your calendars for April 2nd for new episodes of the Mommy Labor Nurse podcast. I am also going to leave a link in the show notes of this episode for my YouTube. If you want to go ahead and subscribe on my YouTube channel, we post shorts over there. We just, repurpose the ones the reels that I do on Instagram. But Jenna does post reels or shorts. I can't keep track of what they're called. There's TikToks, there's reels, there's shorts. We do post YouTube shorts over there, but I don't have any long form content over there. But The podcast episodes are going to be on the YouTube channel, but they'll also be here. But if you really want to see them in all their glory, head over to the link in the show notes to my YouTube channel and go ahead and subscribe because they will be coming out on April 2nd. And I'm so excited, y'all. I can't wait to do this good. I cannot wait to do this good. And it's going to be so good. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, I'm going to play the outro music because I feel like it's weird to end an episode with just nothing. So yeah, see you guys on April 2nd.
Already feeling a little more confident about pregnancy, birth, and newborn life? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can continue to erase the unknowns and never miss an episode. And if you're looking for even more, Instagram is definitely where I hang out the most. Come join our community of more than 500,000 moms for birth education, tips, and solidarity. You can find me at mommy.labornurse. Check out today's show notes and a searchable library of every Mommy Labor Nurse podcast episode at mommylabornurse.com/podcast. And while you're there, be sure to head to the blog to learn about our online birth classes too. See you next week, and remember, you can have an even better birth no matter how you deliver.